Hello and welcome, my regional form Leafs. Pokemon have regional forms. Honestly, that's one of the best inclusions in the Pokemon franchise ever. Because on the one aspect, they don't have to design a completely new Pokemon, which is a bit saving on costs. On the other hand, it's also neat to revisit older Pokemon that we did like in a new way, with new types and stuff. And some, like Vulpix for example, are even better than the originals, which is great. A lot of them are actually better than the originals. And yeah, personally, I love that concept. And yeah, thing is, those were introduced in Generation 7. But there are some Pokemon actually in earlier generations that might as well just be regional forms if that mechanic was introduced from Gen 2 onward. Specifically Gen 2, because introducing that in Gen 1 wouldn't really make sense, as those were the original Pokemon. What would the regional forms be based off, right? So I thought, which Pokemon might actually be regional forms if that mechanic was included back in the day? Basically, here's the list. Let's go. First off, we have Hoppip. Hoppip is a huge maybe though, because it kinda has the body shape of an Oddish, but I don't know if it's not too different with the aspect of it being a completely different plant, and the thing about it being blown away in the wind while Oddish is stuck to the ground, kinda. That could be the nice difference between them though, but I'm not sure if that really fits, especially with the evolutions. While Hoppip and Oddish would work, the evolutions differ quite a lot. Could get new evolutions though, that's something regional forms do too, looking at Zigzagoon. Tell me in the comments what your thoughts about Hoppip are, and well, everything else here, because yeah, maybe you want to add something. Then we have Poochyena and Mightyena, and I think they would work pretty well as Houndoom and Houndour regional variants. One thing I have to say about this though is that keeping the designs as they are might not completely work for this thing here. I think sometimes you need to tweak the designs a little bit to make them look more like the originals than they do. But the chosen Pokemon here are chosen by the designs being pretty close already. Of course, you can't have like a Charizard, if you change the design enough, could be a regional variant of Gulpin. Yeah, that would be stupid. There needs to be a little bit of a look-alike thing, so yeah. And I think with Poochyena, or rather Mightyena, adding the skull would be the thing I would do for the regional form, but that's it. For the typing, well, both are dark already, and we need to drop the fire type, but just making it a pure dark type might also be an interesting thing. You could say that Mightyena and Poochyena are actually the original forms, and the fire type just was added for Houndoom and Houndour. But in the end, maybe they should get another type, something like Ice? You would need to change where you encounter them though. Not really sure on that. I didn't put much thought into the typings because it's not important for this video really, but yeah. And then I thought about Wurmple. Could Wurmple work as a Caterpie regional form? Could just as well be a Weedle regional form. And that's one of the problems I have with this. That's why I'm saying Wurmple, not really. Because it could be a regional form for both of them easily. And it also has that split evolution. Like I said, regional forms could have new evolutions, though I think the looks are there, kinda, but the concepts are just way too different for it to work, so it's a consideration, but ultimately I would say, nah. Yeah, the Pika clones, they all could be. I prefer them not to be honest. I prefer them to be their own Digimon. They are Pokemon, not Digimon. But, well, they could be. You could make a solid argument for Pikachu having a ton of regional forms. What speaks against that, though, is that they really want Pikachu in every region available. And with regional forms, it would only be by trading or something, or both the regional and the normal form would appear, which would just be weird. So I'd say no here, but again, it's a consideration. Oh, this one is good. Seviper and Ekans. There were a lot of people telling you that Arbok evolves into Seviper. Some guides of Pokemon, official guides, even told you that that is the case. It never was true. Seviper was always just its own Pokemon. And I think it could work as an Ekans regional form. Also, it would be interesting if we have a regional form that, instead of getting a new evolution, the evolution also being a regional form, doesn't evolve. Because if you think about it logically, that change of its form into the regional form could just delete the need for evolution, because it's strong enough as it is, so there doesn't need to be any more evolution. They didn't do that so far, but it is an interesting concept that might one day actually happen, right? Yeah, Phoebus and Milotic as a Magikarp Gyarados regional form just makes sense. They are counterparts already, and I think actually Phoebus also should only know Splash to make that even more apparent. But they would work very well as regional forms. Maybe Milotic not to Gyarados, but being a new evolution for the regional Magikarp. You could do that as well, but these are predestined for this list. Now, Glameow. I wouldn't say Glameow should be a regional form, but instead a new evolution for Skitty. Like it was done with other Pokemon who, in their base form, like Pikachu, it was just a Pikachu, but evolved into a completely new regional form of Raichu. It could be the same with Skitty and Glameow here, and yeah, that would work. Just make it pink, I guess. Well, a lot of pink Pokemon turn out purple in the end, so maybe you don't even need to change the color. Yeah, Purloin and Liepard for Meowth and Persian. They basically in Gen 5 took on the role of these two Pokemon already. Gen 5 focusing only on new Pokemon was something I appreciated a lot. And I kinda would wanna see again, to be honest. But they did a lot of Pokemon that kind of took the place of older Pokemon. And these, they even look similar. We already had a Dark-type regional form of Meowth, though. Then again, that wasn't Gen 7. So if Gen 5 would have done this, I think the Alolan Meowth and Persian would look different and wouldn't be Dark-type. That's a different topic, though. Yeah, Maractus as an alternative evolution for Cagny. I think that much is obvious. I would add the Fairy-type, though. Why didn't it become Fairy-type? It would fit it so well. And while these aren't really the same species, well, the evolutions kinda are. Joltik and Galvantula for Spinarak and Ariados. That just works so well. Also, there are a lot of Gen 5 Pokemon that fit into this train of thought here. Figures, with how Gen 5 is basically a soft reboot. And now we come to the Pokemon that actually sparked this idea. Capchu and Beartick for, yeah, can you guess it? Teddiursa and Ursaring. They look so similar. You don't even need to change anything about their designs to make this work. It would work just as well like this. And the Ice type to the normal type would also give us the correct type change, kind of. So, yeah, this just would work. And then we have Bouffalant and Taurus. A lot of people already say that it should have been an evolution, to which I would say a buffalo and Taurus. Yeah, that would actually work. To be quite honest, that would be a good evolution. With how Gen 5 was set up, of course, that wasn't going to happen, but yeah. Also, no, not Loftisk and Alola. They actually don't look that similar, to be honest. But consider them basically an honorable mention, if you will. And then we come to Gen 6. There's nothing. I didn't find anything in the very small roster of Gen 6 Pokemon that would fit as a regional form for anything else. So yeah, there we go. Because Gen 7 onwards already has regional forms, so they can't be considered at all for this concept of video. And thus, that's it. That's my list. There we go. Now it's on you though. Could you tell me in the comments, what do you think about my picks? Which picks would you add? I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I missed something here. It can happen. I'm not perfect, even though I seem like that. Also, yeah, find some new regional forms, maybe even in Shiny, by clicking the like and subscribe button as well as that little bell. And check out the links down in the description below, leading to my Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, where I post stuff, keep you updated, all the good things, as well as to my merch store and my Twitch, where I live stream every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I hope to see you over there as well, and until next time, bye-bye!